everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a quick little check-in, I guess you could say. We're over midway through the year and I kind of wanted to go back to some of the spreads that I'd made in my book journal concerning the books that I want to read this year. We can just like recenter ourselves, well, me personally recenter myself, think about what books I want to get done, etc, etc. I'm just going to be referencing a bunch of spreads that I made in here, such as my goals for the year, my priority TBR for the year, any of the little new releases, series trackers, just all of the stuff like that I've got. First things first, referencing my goal page. I wanted to complete the Sarah J Maas universe this year, so I still have Crescent City to read. So that is up there. I don't currently own the Crescent City books. I don't know how I feel about reading it. I was excited for a bit and then House of Flame and Shadow came out and people didn't love it, so I got less excited because I'm historically not the biggest fan of an urban fantasy, and I'm pretty sure Crescent City is urban fantasy. So I don't know, maybe I'll read at least the first book this year. I wanted to fully annotate a classic. One classic that I have been reading, I'm like 100 pages through annotating it, and like whenever I've done it and like been in the habit of it, I've had a really good time. Like it's really fun to do. Okay, just write all my little thoughts. Okie Loki 8. Brain rot in the classic. I've not been great at keeping up with this because it's like not really a priority, but I really would like to make it a priority to at least finish this. I have a couple other classics I really want to annotate, but this is what we have so far. I mean, when I do it, I have a good time, but I'll be honest, I haven't picked that up in like months. I want to finish the Magnolia Park series, Daisy Hates and Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. This is the Great Undoing. This isn't like the end of the series. I think Jess is going to come out with more books in this series, I think, but this would be up to date and I really need to read them. But if you know me and this series have a tumultuous relationship. I love the books, but I really struggle to get myself to read them because it's a lot for me. So yeah. The things I did do, finish the Shatami series and then finish Knock 'Em Out series. I did do that. Pat on the back. Read a new release on release day. I feel like I've done that. I did that with Not in Love, I think. So I need to tick that off. And then this is the biggest one. End the year with a smaller TBR than I started. And I started with 50 books. So I think we can go through and count the books right now and see if I'm on track to do that. I think I will be because I feel like I haven't done that much book buying this year, but 2 books there. Okay. I don't think I'm missing any books unless, did I count I don't know if I counted my classics. I'm just gonna say I didn't, hopefully. I have 31 books, which is great. If like we can even just like keep it there, one in, one out type of thing, that would be perfect. But hopefully I'll end the year with an even smaller. Imagine if I can end the year with like 15 books. That would be crazy, and I can buy a bunch of books in 2025. Page that we have in this book is relevant to this video is the new releases that we have this year. I need to fill in these bottom rows. I'm sure I could fill this in with all the new releases, but I've been having a bit of a tumultuous time with this page because, as you can see, I put the title in and then the release date in, but release dates, they all change apparently. So I've tried to like go online and find the accurate release dates, and these are the books that I have still coming out, not ones that have already come out and I haven't picked up. Ones that are coming out, maybe have come out really recently or will be coming out. So we have Daydream by Hannah Grace. That's in September, I think. Very excited about that because I can't remember his name, but I'm really excited about the guy that book's about. We have Play Along by Liz Tomford, which I think that came out earlier in June, but in July, but I haven't picked it up yet. Excited to pick that up. That might be a good plain book, I don't know, for traveling this summer. Then we have Fall With Me by Becca Mack, which is August 1st. Again, that could be another good plain book. I'm very excited about that. Really love that series. Then we have Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez, which is November 5th. I read, what's it called? What the River Knows. It's back there somewhere earlier this year and I absolutely loved it. So that's maybe my most anticipated release. And then I put Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, which is out September 24th. that's not really been on my radar, but I was like looking to see if there's any more releases that I was excited about, and I saw it and I was like, you know what, I'm excited about that. I've had a tumultuous time with Lynn Painter's books. I read Better Than the Movies and I thought it was good, but it didn't blow me away. And then I tried to read The Love Wager and it was, sorry if you like it, but I could not get past 3 chapters. One of the worst books I've ever tried to read. In my opinion doesn't mean anything. So I'm gonna give Nothing Like the Movies another go because I am excited about it. Kind of, but we will see. I have my 24 books I want to read in 2024 page, which I have done a really good job of. As you can see, I have 4 books left to read, and I could see myself reading all of them potentially. We have Crescent City, which I mentioned earlier. It's on here. I need to read it if it's in the book because I want to highlight it. We have The Prison Healer, which I do not own. I was excited about it at the start of the year. I'm less excited about it now, but I would still like to try it because it has like decent reviews and opinions. I feel like it's one that like was hyped for a bit, but it hasn't really stuck around, which when that's the case, that's kind of a sign to me that maybe it wasn't as good as people were saying it was, if it's not really like stood the test of time. Like if you can't keep in the circle of like people speaking for like 6 months, then I don't know. But you know, give it a try. Then we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which I need to get, I don't own yet. I'm kind of honestly not that excited, kind of nervous about that book because I read Powerless. I gave it like a 4.25. It was good, but it wasn't anything like crazy for me. I just heard like not the greatest things about Reckless, so I'm like, if I didn't love Powerless, I don't know if I'm gonna like Reckless. So we will see. I'll read it. I'll have to read it to try it. And then last but not least, we have Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I have the sleeve up here, but I actually have the physical book right here because I am planning on starting this today. Is that not so gorgeous? The most gorgeous covers these books really, really do have. Next, we have one of my favourite pages, which is my priority TBR page. This, like I said, was my priority TBR from start of the year, all the books I wanted to get to, and I have done a really good job of reading it. Any book that's been read, I've left a little rating in the cubes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books / series have been counted as one book that I haven't read on here. We have the Crescent City series. I put the entire thing, which I regret now. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole series this year, but it's on here. We have Reckless again, so we'll get to that hopefully. I have Marriage for One, which I was very excited about the idea of this book when I first started reading, and then I got it, and by the time I got it, I kind of wasn't as excited anymore, and I just haven't been able to get myself to read it. Yeah, so this might be an audiobook. We will see. But my excitement about it has deflated. I have all the books in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. My TBR, these are so gorgeous. I think I will get to them because I'm starting it now, so hopefully I'll just be able to get through it. I was excited about this when I first obviously heard about it, but I am the kind of girl who needs to read all the books, or at least I was. I feel like I've kind of like moved away from that because I read Caraval before I read this because I felt like I had to. Looking back, I could have not, because Caraval didn't do anything for me. Didn't love the books. Now I just have a 3-book trilogy that on my like filling up my shelf, which I don't really like that much. So honestly, if I was giving if someone said should I read it, I'd say no, just go straight to this. Maybe I haven't read this yet, but I was excited about this, less so after everybody reading A Curse of True Love and not loving it. I'm gonna read it though because I have it and it's so beautiful. I need to read it. Then again, we have the Prison Healer trilogy, the entire trilogy. I don't know why I was putting trilogies and duologies and all sorts of things on this TBR. I could have like just put the first book, that would have been helpful. We have Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, which I showed you, and then we have The Goal by Elle Kennedy. Well, we have the entire off-campus series except for the Legacy. But I haven't read The Goal yet, so I need to do that. Then we have A Dream So Wicked, which is the 4th or 5th book in the Entangled with Fae series. but I read the 4th or 5th book. I think I read the 5th book, and now I need to go back to the 4th book. I need to read that. That's a bunch of fairy tale retellings, and it's been fine. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest. And yeah, that's it. I've, like I said, done a pretty good job of reading from this. And the next thing that I want to hopefully finish a lot of is my series trackers. I've done an okay job of doing this. Like, I put a little picture of my favourite book when I finished them, but I haven't been up to date on that. So like, that's a finished series. I don't know if there's any more on this page, but I have an overflow here, which all of those are finished. So I've done a pretty good job of finishing my series. But something which I wish I hadn't done is I put like for the Boys of Toma series, all the books that are meant to come out, even though they're not coming out this year, I'm only going to use this series tracker for this year. So never going to get filled up. I'm just going to make a new one. So I wish I'd just done it up to what was going to be out this year, and in future I would do that. Like, for example, Fourth Wing, I'm left space for more books. What am I going to flick back in 2026 to this page in my 2024 book journal? No. So that's annoying. But the series that I can either finish or get up to date in are Magnolia Parks, Once Upon a Broken Heart, like I said, the Powerless trilogy, I think it's a trilogy, Crescent City again, Entangled with They again, Windy City, which is the Liz Tomford series, Play Along, like I was talking about earlier, Off Campus. I just need to read the final book in that series, and then the epilogue legacy book, which people don't love, but I'll probably read it anyway. Stalking Jack the Ripper, which I do have the final book. Capturing the Devil, haven't read this yet. I would have read this earlier in the year, to be honest. I wish I had, because at this point it's just not the time of year to read this. So probably September, October, November time I will pick that up. Chestnut Spring series, I need to read Reckless and Hopeless. I'm planning on reading Reckless this month, like in the next couple days. So hopefully we'll get that done, and then Hopeless, and I can be done with Chestnut Springs, because we all know I've had a tumultuous time with that series as well. I have also got written down Christmas in Chestnut Springs, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'll maybe read that at Christmas time. Prison Healer, like I've said again and again. And then Playing for Keeps, the new book that's out, Fall With Me. I told you about that at the start of the video as well. And then the final thing from here that I would like to have completely filled out is my birthday book haul page. I made this around my birthday with all the books that I got for my birthday, because I just wanted to like keep track of when I'd read them, what the ratings were. It's rated based on colour. It's coloured based on rating. And I just have to read A Dream So Wicked, like I've been mentioning, Reckless and Hopeless, so Chestnut Springs, The Song of Achilles, which is somewhere, The Song of Achilles, which I'm excited about, but it's also not jumping out at me, you know what I mean? This is not one that I'm like, I can forget about this book, so I need to just make myself read it, because apparently it's amazing. Then we have Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is a duology. I don't have the second book, but I am excited about this because I love my YA mysteries. And we have Misery by Stephen King, which I have started before. I'm like 69 pages in, and I don't think I was really in the mood for it. It's like a thriller is not my genre of choice, but I did just want to read a Stephen King to say I've read one. This is probably one of his most popular books, movies, whatever. And then to wrap this up, I have at the bottom of my shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Illumicrate books which I haven't read yet. I've read or tried to read 4 out of the 10 that I've gotten. I loved one, didn't really love the others. So not a great ratio. But I have a bunch of them here that I need to read. They just don't like grab me, and I wish they, I know it's hard with like the genre that they are tailoring to. I get that it's hard to do this, but it does kind of frustrate me that they're all series, because you get this beautiful edition and then you can't matching editions for the rest of them, unless they come out with the second book in an Illumicrate box. But I don't think they could do that, because what if you don't have the first book? You know what I mean? It's kind of annoying. But I have Of Jade and Dragons. If anybody's read any of these and loves them, please tell me to get me to read them, because I have absolutely nothing enticing me to read these books. Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. This is the most like interesting to me, to be honest, out of all of them. Goddess of the River, After the Forest by Kelly Woods. This is like the second book I got, and it's like a Hansel and Gretel creepy retelling, and I just don't know if I need a creepy book in my life, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll save this for next Halloween time. We have To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, which, you know, it's hard to like be excited about reading a book when it's like has that kind of tone surrounding it. We have To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. I think this is about twins. And then we have The Principle of Moments. I still have a few books left, which mainly, I mean, A Dream So Wicked, I was telling you about that, but these are mainly just like romances which aren't on my radar. Maybe I'll like read them as little fill-ins here and there. They Wish They Were Us, I will probably end up reading it. It's just a random YA mystery. This is The Nanny Diaries, and Tithe. These are two books that my mum got me for my 21st birthday. She got them for me because they were both published in 2002, which was when I was born. So maybe I'll read those for a video. And then I have Dance of Thieves, which I bought when I first started reading. I need to get around to this, but like it was hyped, and then it just kind of like no one ever spoke about it again. But people did love it, so I should probably try that. And then we have a duology here, which is by Veronica Roth, who wrote the Divergent series, believe it or not. A little bit of a hunt for like fantasy romancy books that I would hopefully enjoy, and this was pinned as a good duology, so I got that. That's gonna be it. Those are all the books that I would like to read before the year's up, and also just all the books that I have, because I want to read all the books I have before the year's up, because wouldn't that be so cool? Imagine if I could end the year with like a really basically empty TBR cart. Highly unlikely. I probably at the second half, well, I'm gonna ask for a bunch of books for Christmas, and then we'll just fill it back up. But that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you're reading for the second half of the year. Also, if there's any books that you read this year that I haven't mentioned that you think I would really, really enjoy, I would love to hear that as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye!